Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we are in the town for our Halloween special. And yes folks, it does seem a little dark here, doesn't it? Now I am using one mod, and don't worry, this is not going to affect the town at all. It is still vanilla. You still will be able to download this map and play it in vanilla Scrap Mechanic. It's just for the atmosphere. I figured since we're having a Halloween special, it might as well be night, and it actually looks pretty good. I was afraid it was going to be actually a little too dark, but I like this. But anyways, I've got a lot to show you guys today. Now, you don't see face cam today. I don't think I'm going to do face cam on my normal Scrap Mechanic episodes, but I think I will do it on my viewer creation episodes. But if you want to see my face reveal, that was yesterday. I will link that episode in the description. But anyways, as far as the things I have to show you today, I've got this sweet cemetery. We've got a new vehicle, which is somewhere at the bottom of the seal. Actually, no, it's right there. So we've got the new vehicle, and we've got the Halloween festival in the town. So a lot to show you today. But anyways, let's go ahead and start out here in the cemetery. Alright, this is the cemetery. Now, this isn't a new cemetery, it's morely a old one. I wouldn't say it's abandoned, but it's definitely got some wear and tear. You can see on the building back there, some pieces missing on some of these fence posts. There's some pieces missing. But it does go along with our hearse that we built a long time ago, which was kind of odd. I built that for the campground episode, and I really had no purpose for it, but now it kind of fits in, so I'm happy about that. But anyways, we can come in here. You've got all the headstones up and down. I try to change them up as much as possible. I would like to be able to write stuff on it, but that's not possible in the game. That would be cool to at least be able to put text on it, because I'd probably put some other channel names or some maybe viewer names. That would be kind of cool. I think some of you guys would enjoy that. But right now they're just really plain looking. Now as you walk back through here, I've got this completely enclosed in fence, but the fence does end. There's a huge rock there, so it kind of looks natural where the fence ends. But if you guys are wondering like where the cemetery actually ends, it's just this rectangle shape here. But anyways, we got a little tomb over here, and it does look like this thing has been opened up a bit. You can see the coffin there. It's a little morbid, but you know, it is Halloween. I figured let's go ahead and do something like that. You got a little, I don't know what you want to call it. So it's like a steeple or something. And there's not anything to it. There's not a tomb built in. It's just kind of maybe a sitting area. I probably could have put a bench or two over here, but I thought it looked nice. I was looking at pictures of old cemeteries, which that's really creepy to do on Google, because you get some really disturbing images of photoshopped ghosts and stuff. I was like, oh, this isn't very fun. But anyways, you've got that. You've got a crematorium back here, and this has got to be the most disturbing building that I've ever built. It's really, I mean, if some of you guys don't know what this is, say if you're going to not be buried and you're going to be burned, this is basically the building to do it. Now, I was looking up old pictures. I don't know what modern crematoriums look like, but this is a old one here, and you can see the smokestack, which I'm pretty sure either these things are in the middle of nowheres, or they do something else, or they find a different way to do something with the smoke, because I can't imagine burning somebody and then just letting the smoke release into the air, because that's, I don't know, that seems a little wrong. But anyways, let's go ahead and go in here real quick. And as you can see, it is a bit run down. You've got a coffin here, you've got a little stretcher. If you've got to move the body, you've got a table here, and you have the, I guess we're going to call this the oven. I'm pretty sure there's a proper word for this, but anyways, you open it up. I guess stick your person inside and cook them. That feels wrong. It feels wrong saying you burn them and you collect the ashes and you give it to a loved one, or some people actually bury ashes. But anyways, that's just a thing. I thought this would be cool for Halloween to have up here. A lot of you guys were suggesting this when I announced that I was doing a Halloween special, and I talked about this top area. It was either going to be a old house, which I was tempted to do that, but I figured since we have the hearse, we might as well do a cemetery. But that's what this is. Thought it came out pretty nice, and I think the night mod really adds to it because it just feels creepy out here. But anyways, let's go ahead. We're going to walk out of the cemetery. We're going to close the gate here. Do that there. But yeah, we're ready to check out the vehicle that we've made. Alright, this is our vehicle for today. Now, a lot of you guys are probably not going to notice what this is. This is from a 60s sitcom called The Munsters. It was a sitcom about a family of Munsters, or I keep saying Munsters, or monsters. The show was called The Munsters. And it was just this kind of comedy sitcom. I didn't watch it too much. I know the vehicles from it because I loved them. I think I had a model of this car. They had two vehicles. They had this one, the Munsters coach, and then they had another one that was like a coffin dragster or something. But yeah, I think this came out pretty good, especially considering that we were using just vanilla parts. If I would have had some of the modded parts, it could have probably made it look almost exactly like it should. But this came out good, as you can see here. Now, it is a little bit bigger scale than my vehicles in the town, but since this is a special Halloween episode, I wasn't really going for a certain scale. But this thing seats a lot. It's actually a really unique vehicle. You can see the radiator here. Those are supposed to be lanterns. You can see the motor popping out. It has these bronze, like, they almost look like exhaust pieces coming out the top, but it also has a side exhaust. It's a really obscure looking vehicle. It kind of resembles a old stagecoach. It's got a lot of seating on the inside, as you can see. It seats 4 here, but there's also this big bench on the back, and then there's another one on top of it. I didn't make those seats because I wanted to make it actually look like it. Now, I've had a lot of help with this vehicle. Mr. Non-Newtonian, he's helped me quite a bit on the recent town updates. He helped me build this, and he helped me put a couple things in the festival together. Now, let's go ahead and look at the spider web just real quick. Nothing too complicated. Now, you're going to notice this car does not have suspension on it at all. To get it to look right, I mean, we're already really limited in our wheel sizes and stuff, so I couldn't really put that on, but it does use the suspension glitch to turn, so it handles okay. It handles about how you picture it handling, since it's such a large vehicle and it's so long. So anyways, let's hop in here, and we're going to drive down to the festival, so let's go ahead and close all the doors. Let's go ahead and get moving here. We're going to drive away from the cemetery. Man, that thing looks awesome. That turned out a lot better than I expected it would. It really helps that we had those pipe pieces that Scrap Mechanics recently added, because it works so good for fences. So anyways, let's see, how are we going to approach this? Now, I did move the festival. I initially said it was going to be on the street with the bank, but I did change it up. It turned into a little bit bigger festival than I pictured. Now, I wasn't able to go and decorate the whole town, because after building the cemetery, building the car, and then putting the festival parts that we did do, it was like, there's no way I can get around or at least have enough time to decorate the full town. So nothing much has changed in this immediate area over here. It's going to be the street, and actually you can somewhat see there is a pumpkin on top of one of the buildings. And can we actually hop up this? Oh, that worked better than expected. But yeah, I've got a lot of things in this festival, and I've got some things that people have sent me too. Because apparently, and I don't remember, I could have said something about this, but apparently we were supposed to hold like a parade or something in the town, and I couldn't do anything in multiplayer right now to do that, but I do want to actually do that at some point, because that'd be cool to do in the town and have a parade. But I did receive some parade floats, so we're going to look at those. We're going to go through the festival and check everything out. Alright, here is the festival. Now, this thing looks fantastic. I do wish we had some light sources in the game, because it would make it look so much better if we had lights all up and down it. But anyways, we're going to enter here. Now, this whole street is closed off, and you will see a little bit of lag. There's just so much going on this street right now that it does cause a little bit of an FPS loss. But yeah, this is on the street with the Starbucks, the gas station, the little barber shop over there with a big pumpkin on top of it. But anyways, let's go ahead and kind of travel through and check out some of the things that are in the festival. You've got this little hot dog cart. Now, this is by Moonbow. I'm going to link everything below here. He initially let me use this for my theme park, and I never put it in. But this looks perfect for the festival, so if you want to get some hot dogs over here, you can do that. I've got a lot of sitting areas up here. You can see that. There's a couple picnic tables over there. A lot of pumpkins throughout this place. You've got the really neat banners around town here. We've got this burger stall. Now, this was made by Non-Newtonian. Let's go ahead and open it up here. It's got a little door here too, so that's going to open up, and you can serve burgers out here. I've got quite a few stalls up and down the street here, but this is probably one of my favorite ones here. It looks so awesome. It reminds me of the old Roller Coaster Tycoon games, where you would have the food stalls that would actually look like the food items. So that's the burger stall there. We're going to walk a little further down here. There's some of the seating at the gas station. Of course, the gas station would be open because they're probably going to get a little bit of business from the festival here, but everybody else is probably closed. I know sometimes when you do town festivals, it's kind of an inconvenience for some of the local businesses to have to close their doors because of the festival, but I figured doing it here, the only place that would probably really resist would be the Starbucks since it's like a corporate thing, but they'd be making money off those pumpkin spice lattes or whatever the heck they serve over there. But anyways, you've got this here. This is a cotton candy stall, and this is a really unique looking stall. You've got the little spinner thing. Let me crawl in here. Roof's a little low. You hit this, and you can spin up cotton candy. So you get your different flavors here. You get the little spinner. They put their, I don't know what they're called. It's like a little, it almost looks like a toilet paper roll. And they start spinning up the cotton candy. So you've got that, got all the different flavors. Really cool looking stall there. Over here, now this was a stall that was sent to me also for the theme park, and I never used it. It's by MindGeek. He sent this. It's a duck stall. I think the music's playing. Turn that off. This is a duck stall, and I know there's some weird obsession with me and ducks and Scrap Mechanic. But yeah, I guess we actually serve these things out of a cart now. So you can open this up, get you a, I don't know if I want to call it a hot, fresh duck. It seems a little strange, but yeah, we serve ducks out of this. So you've got that. You can see a ride in the background for the festival. This is a stand that I built. This is a, I want to say this is like a pumpkin pie / maybe you can get some pumpkin drinks. I know the Starbucks probably wouldn't be happy about that being across the street from them, but yeah. Let's go ahead and walk on the inside here. I've got a couple pies here under these heating lamps. Maybe a pumpkin pie and maybe like a carrot. I think carrot cakes, or is it carrot pie? I don't know, they make so many different pies now, like it's hard to keep up. I know we have like sweet potato pie, we have carrot cakes, and I think there is like a carrot pie. You've got the pumpkin pies. It's overwhelming. Of course, I don't think this is all America's fault, but we do come up with quite a few unique pies. So that's what those are. Maybe your lattes are over here, or your coffee, and you get a duck, but pretty nice looking stall. I tried to make that look like a pumpkin as much as I could, but with the vanilla parts, you're kind of limited, but I think it came out pretty good. Up on top of the barber shop, you can see this huge fold-out pumpkin, and it looks really neat up there. I was debating on putting that down somewhere on the ground or sticking it up on top of a building. I just chose the building because it really makes it stick out, and it makes it look really festive in the area. So you've got that, like I said, all the little pumpkins that are around all the local businesses here. We're going to go further down here. This is a ride that was sent to me. Now this is by, I think his name is Jameis Gaming. He sent this to me just a couple days ago. It was pretty quick. Your response to me asking, if you wanted to send anything for the Halloween festival was absolutely crazy because I got several things that we're going to show off here. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop in here and try to ride this thing. I think I have to operate it. I might try to hop on. We go in here, and let's see. Oh, the camera. Okay, come on, camera. That'll work. So we're going to activate it here. It's one of those little teacup rides, except it's got the pumpkin on top. The other switches open the doors. I'm going to see if I can hop on in here. Whoa, this is a little fast. I'm getting a bit of lag here, so I do apologize if it looks kind of funny. I'm trying to hop into, see, there we go. Yeah, it's a really neat ride. This is a very fast pumpkin ride. I might need to slow the controller down because I think I'd get sick from riding this. I don't like spinning rides in the first place, but that is a really cool looking ride, and it just fits the festival theme. A lot of times in these little festivals, you will see them bring in some, I call them carnival rides. They're not like necessarily your big theme park rides, but small stuff like that. There's the doors. That's that door. What does 4 do? Does 4, is that? Okay, oh, the pumpkin on top. Okay, so, yeah, I just gotta get used to the controls here, but I do believe he's using a controller to actually control the ride. Sometimes you'll see either electric motors or even gas motors control these things, but it's definitely a really cool ride. I want to thank him for sending that. But yeah, I've got a couple other things to check out here. We've got some floats, and this is where I was a bit confused because I started getting floats, and I was like, were we having a parade? But I do think I want to do that eventually, but I've got several floats here. We've got 2 back here, and I've got 1 on the other side. We'll go check that one out. But this one is awesome. This is kind of like a 50K celebration float. It was made by Jacob. Let's see here. He's got a little tractor up here. He's got a 50K for our 50K subs. He's got my kind of like my logo here. He's got some logic gates. These actually light up. I'm going to turn all this on here in a minute. And I guess I'm supposed to set on top of this. It's like a toilet throne. That's actually really cool looking. So you've got that. You've got a couple, looks like farm bots on the back here. You've got a pumpkin on the side. Let's see. How do we activate this? I think, let's just hit all the switches and we'll see what happens here. There we go. So you can see all the signs spin. I think, okay, you can somewhat see it here. The night mods kind of changed it up. You can't really see it as good. There's like a pumpkin shape here. You've got all the lights up here. The little farm bots, they actually wave. And it's attached up here, and yeah, you can drive this around. It's got headlights on the front of the tractor. So yeah, you can take that around town. I need to get some more roads. I guess we could do the square loop that's like the only road that's actually a circuit. So we could do that with the parade. But I want to wait for the new engine to come out. That way maybe it makes multiplayer a lot more stable. It makes it where we can go in here and actually do a parade for you guys. Because that really sounds cool the more I think about it. But anyways, we got a green float over here. This is by Captain, I think his name is Plasmid. I could be wrong about that. I'll have to double check. But yeah, he sent me this green float. It's got a bunch of pumpkins on it. It looks like a monster or maybe a zombie on it. I think it actually moves. Let's see. Hit the switches here. Yeah, he kind of dances around. This is a pretty cool float too. You can stand all over it. Man, I really wish I had more roads in the town. I really want to drive these things around. Maybe we can connect this road over here. This is where I stopped, and this was the other Komodoville sign that I talked about a bit in the last episode. It's the one that's right by the junkyard, so that's why I didn't want to show it. But there's that, but I want to thank him for that float because that is awesome. Now, we've got one more float to look at. It's by Tyman Studios. I believe I'm saying that right. Tyman or Tyman Studios. And we're going to go check it out. It is over here, and it is a big pumpkin. It's a really cool looking float, actually. And it's got a lot on the inside. It's got a little cabin there where you can ride. Here it is. Now, I don't think the float itself does too much. It does open up. You can drive it around. It's more like a platform, say you could stand on it, or maybe even have like a band on it. That would be kind of cool. I don't see how people do that. You have these bands that will sometimes be on these floats, and I just couldn't imagine driving or at least riding and trying to play an instrument at the same time. That would be really distracting to me. But yeah, you got the big pumpkin on here. To drive this thing around, there's a switch here. And you can climb in on the inside. He's even got a nice convenient hole, I guess, if we flip it over, which I hope I wouldn't do. I can't really get into it right here. I guess you would hop in like this. But yeah, it drives around. All the doors open. I think it's even got a roof hatch. Oh, yeah, there's another switch in there. I think he's got electric motors where it just goes straight forward, and you can also control it from the cockpit here. And here's the switch to get out of it. But yeah, that is definitely awesome. So I want to thank him for sending that to me. And I want to thank everybody for sending in stuff. That it was really cool to see. And I feel like our festival came out pretty good. It's fairly busy. It's a bit laggy. I probably could have tried to fit some more stuff in here, but I think it came out like a nice little town festival. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This will be available to download. Now, all this stuff for the next episode is going to be gone. This was just a temporary festival. The cemetery and crematorium are going to stay at the top of the hill because, you know, the town really does need a cemetery. So those are going to stay. Now, I'm going to try to get everything onto the workshop. I have told you guys that I've been having some issues getting stuff on it right now. Something weird is happening with the syncing, and I guess I need to disable it, and maybe I can get some stuff because I'm a little behind because I don't even think like the police station or the fire station are even on there right now. Now, I've had some help. The fire truck was put on there by Non-Newtonian, and it says my name beside it, so if you want to go check that out. But I'm going to link everybody's workshops in the description. But anyways, guys, if you like to like and subscribe, everything helps my channel. Comment below with more suggestions for the town. Now, next week we will be doing something a little different in Scrap Mechanic. I've got a build that I'm working on, and it's also kind of like part 2 of my subscriber special. It's just a a fairly big build, so next week's going to be a little strange. So if you give suggestions for the town, let's try to keep it a bit smaller because I'm probably not going to have as much time to work on the town this week, opposed to working on my bigger build. But anyways, guys, hope you have a good day, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.